Alright. Hold on 1 second. Where is chat? I'll find it. 1 second. Alright, let's go. YouTube background music. Cool. Go like this, and so, maybe this. Here we go. About to do a mock draft. There we go. And start. But this time I can actually do some trades, so that should be fun. Welcome back. Yo, what's up, Jared? It's been a minute. Yeah, you know, I actually streamed. This was a little loud. Hold on. I actually streamed the other day, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and did a mock draft then, because you know it's mock draft season. The NFL draft's in 4 or 5 days, give or take. It's on Thursday, and I'm excited. You know, my Giants are picking number 3, and then 34 also. I mean, 34 is basically a first round pick, so we better not mess this up, you know. But oh, maybe I turned it down too much. Yeah, so, hey, fans! What's up, fans? How you doing? Sorry, I'm kind of looking down because I have the chat, on my phone right now, so, here, maybe I can put it up right here so that I don't have to look down. Nah, I'll put it right here, it's fine. So, yeah, I'm doing a mock draft. Okay, this is kind of loud. So, at number 1, you know, okay, my bad, I keep changing, that's fine. At number 1, we have the Titans. Now, I don't love Cam Ward, particularly. I'm not a huge Cam Ward guy. I think he's, like, my comp for him is a better Jameis Winston. So, if it were me personally, I'd probably take Cam Ward in the 20s or so. But I do understand the need of a quarterback and him being propelled to number 1 overall. I get it. So I am going to go with Cam Ward here for the Titans. But me personally, I would not want to take him. Like, if the Giants had number 1, I would rather go Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. But that's just me. Lions don't have a great pick, but hoping for a great edge rusher. I think you could get a pretty good one at 28. I think there are a good amount of edge rushers in the class. It all depends which one you want. I think Donovan Ezeraku from Boston College, I believe, he could be there. Maybe Mikael Williams, but he's got like a long, like, there's a big range for him. We'll see when you get on the clock. How many ads am I getting? God damn. Alright, let's skip this. Hopefully not another one. I'll just keep that. Alright, number 2, we got Cleveland on the board, on the clock. There's really 2 picks here. You either go Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. I've been leading Hunter for them just because that's the position of need. Now, I wouldn't necessarily draft for need, but at the same time, he might be the second, or honestly, he might be the best player in the draft. So, Travis Hunter probably is the best pick for them here. And now, if you have any trade ideas, suggestions, or something you want to see happen, just let me know, and maybe I'll make it happen. There's so many ads. I might have to use a different site because there's so many ads coming up, you know? It's just bothering me. Alright, the Giants here at 3. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go a different one. There's so many ads, man. It's crazy. NFL.com, maybe. Let's see. If we tried to trade this, could we... No. I want to do a draft where we can trade, but there's also not a ton of ads on my screen. I'm not really seeing that, so... What's up, Fast Cowboy? Yeah, it's been a while. Dude from Marshall looks amazing. Yeah, Mike Green, the edge rusher. He's probably not going to go past, like, 15 or 20. But he's also got some off-the-field issues, which I guess you don't need to take that into account. Okay, you know what? This is the best one. It's going to be a bunch of ads popping up. It is what it is. Met Mason Graham at the NFL draft last year in Detroit. It was pretty cool. Man, he's really good. Like, if the Giants were to take Mason Graham here, a lot of people would get mad at that, but he's actually really, really good, so I wouldn't be too mad at that. Yeah, I think Abdul Carter is just a slam dunk pick here, though. I don't think you don't question it at all. You go Abdul Carter. Now, the Patriots at 4, this one's an interesting one. You could maybe trade down now that Hunter and Carter are off the board, but it's just who would trade up, right? Who wants to trade up here? I don't really see it. Maybe the Bears for Genty, but would they really give up, like, the premium asset to get him? Maybe. What I could see happening is the Patriots would want to move down, right? Where's New England? I can see this happening. Chicago, so they give one of the second-round picks. Let's say pick 39, right? Chicago has an extra second-round pick. They give 10 and 39, and they pick up pick number 4. Now, this might not be enough compensation, but if the Patriots really think that the difference in talent at 4 versus 10 for them is negligible, or, you know, it's very small, then maybe they just do this and pick up a second. Now, they could also ask for a later round pick, or maybe like a 5th round pick in the next year. I'm not going to complicate this too much. I'm just going to say you pick up a 2nd round pick and then you move back like this. Because if you look at the Jahmyr Gibbs trade from, what was it, like 2 years ago? The Lions moved back from pick 6 to 12, and they picked up a 2nd round pick. So they moved back 6 picks in the top 10, 6 to 12. This is 4 to 10, so it's a little different. But they picked up a 2nd round pick, picked 34, and took Laporta. So, okay, maybe you get a 7th round pick as well. I'll throw that in. Is what it is. I think the Bears could definitely trade up here for Genty. And I'm going to do it. They might not. They might not, but imagine Genty with Ben Johnson. Oh my god, that offense would be awesome. Hold on one second. That was just getting a bit loud. I'll turn that on later, but... okay. So, Genty at 4. I actually think Genty could go at 4 to the Patriots also. But I'm not gonna... They have other needs, so it's alright. Nice to see you streaming. I gotta head out. Hey, good to see you, Jared. Glad you can make it. Again, if you have other suggestions or something, I would take suggestions on trades or picks or whatever. I'm also gonna try to at least get my draft reaction. So, I don't think I'll be live streaming it, but I might record my reaction to the Giants pick and then post it. I think that would be pretty fun. I did that a couple times. If you remember my Kadarius Toney draft pick reaction, that was interesting. I actually did a community post about that a few days ago since he retired. Alright, Jacksonville here at 5. I see Mason Graham a lot at 5 to the Jags. It makes a ton of sense. They need D-line. Mason Graham's right there. I also think the depth at D-line in this class is really good. So if they have somebody who they have pretty close in rating or ranking to Mason Graham, they might take him. I also think that Liam Cohen, their new head coach, he's an offensive-minded coach. So I think they could definitely go offense here. But it would have to be somebody who's worth it. I don't think they would go Will Campbell. I don't see it. I really do think Tyler Warren could be the pick here. I really like him. They lost Evan Ingram. They lost Christian Kirk. They could definitely use another weapon, and he can block as well. I always struggle between Warren and Graham at this pick. I'm gonna go Graham, but I really do like Warren there. Hey, we got 4 people here. Let's go. Alright, so the first 5 picks, we have Ward, Hunter, Carter. Bears trade up for Genty, and then Mason Graham goes at 5 to the Jags. So now you have the Raiders sitting here, and Genty's no longer available. They could go Omarion Hampton. I do like him. I still think it's too early for him. If they took him at 10, okay, I can get behind that. But here, too early. They got other needs also. Maybe they get a running back in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Too early for Shedeur, in my opinion. You got the best wide receivers still on the board. A bunch of the best edge rushers still on the board. I don't know. Oh, interesting. They have Jalen Walker as an edge. That makes sense, I guess. I do think they could go Tet McMillan, but I don't think the teams in the NFL are necessarily super high on him. I feel like it's just the media who's kind of high on Tet McMillan. I don't know who else they would go here, though. They have Brock Bowers. They don't need Warren. They don't really need a tackle. I don't think so. So, based on talent available, it might be a slight reach to go for a receiver, running back. Honestly, the Raiders could still go running back. They're the Raiders. They could do anything here. They always surprise you. Last year, they went best available. So, I mean, the best available player is Will Campbell, I think. I would assume so. I mean, will they go tackle? I don't think so. I don't think they go tackle. Definitely not Warren. I mean, I guess it's just wide receiver, corner, or an edge. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. This is a tough one because I always have them going Genty, but I changed that up. Genty's already gone. I guess I'll just have them go an edge rusher. I do really like Mike Green. I think talent-wise, he's worth a top 10 pick. I don't know about 6 overall, but I'll take him here. It'll be interesting to see what the Raiders do if Genty is already off the board. He probably won't be, but in this case he was. The Jets, I mean, this worked out perfectly for them. They get their choice of an offensive lineman. It's really between Campbell and Membu. I mean, depends what you want. Do you want, like, the short arm, but probably best college tape in Will Campbell? Or do you want Membu, who's all around solid? It's got the measurables as well. That's a tough one. Yeah, I think Will Campbell's probably the best tackle in the draft, so I think you go with him for sure. I mean, it's close, though. Carolina Panthers, I always have a problem. I have trouble picking for them because it's just so hard to pick one position of need. I mean, I did a mock draft earlier. I didn't stream it, but I did a mock draft earlier where I had them trading down. I actually had the Seahawks trading up here and taking Shedeur Sanders. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but Sam Darnold's on basically a 1-year deal. Like, if you look at the contract, it's really a 1-year deal. So I could see the Seahawks taking a quarterback. I don't even know if they would take Shedeur at 18, let alone 8. But I could definitely see them taking a quarterback at some point. Anyways, Carolina, they're not taking a quarterback. Bryce Young looked good enough. They could take a receiver. I think Ted McMillan would be pretty good for them. They said Legette's their wide receiver 1, but I don't really know if they believe that. You could also go edge, but I mean, Mike Green's kind of already off the board. Jalen Walker, it just seems a bit too high. I don't know why they have him at 10 here. He's kind of like a later first-round guy for me, personally. Same as, Shamar's like mid to late first. He's all about the bull rush there. I think Tyler Warren could actually make a lot of sense here. Now, they don't necessarily need weapons, but Jatavion, he's eh. It's just like how, the Raiders took Brock Bowers, even though they already had Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer was eh. Jatavion was eh. I think you could definitely go Tyler Warren here. You could also add to the defense, but without Mike Green there, I don't love it. The Saints here, they've been mocked quarterback a lot, Shedeur Sanders a lot, but I don't know. I don't know if I see it. I don't know if Shedeur is their guy. Man. Okay. How's this looking? There we go. Yeah, I don't know if Shedeur's their guy. Whoops. Sorry, that's my fantasy league I just pulled up. I don't know if you guys saw that. Anyways. Did you see it? Sorry, I'm watching the stream on replay right now. No, I don't think you did. Anyways, Saints here at 9. No, I'm not going Shedeur. Could definitely go edge here. Oh, wide receiver. I really do like them taking a wide receiver here. You got Olave and Shaheed, but you could definitely add to that wide receiver room. McMillan, Golden. Maybe. See, if Mason Graham falls here, Mason Graham would be pretty good for them. Offensive line, maybe? No, it's too early for interior offensive line. Ooh, Membu's right here, though. But he's not really... I don't think they really need a tackle, right? I don't know. Membu still being here is crazy, though. He could fall... He's probably going to fall to New England, and that trade down is going to look amazing for them. Honestly. So... Okay. Yeah, I think you just go wide receiver here. It may seem a little odd, but I think you pair Tet up with Olave, and you worry about quarterback another time. It's probably the best idea here. New England here, I mean, this is just a slam dunk pick. You trade back, and you take Armand Membu to help out Drake May. I just... Especially if Tet's off the board now, this just makes too much sense. You picked up a second-round pick, and instead of getting Will Campbell, you get Armand Membu. I mean, I would love that if I was a Patriots fan. You picked up pick 39 in the draft just to get one of the best tackles. Slam dunk. 11 for San Francisco. They would have loved one of the tackles, I think. Yo, Michael, what's up? Remember the MM21 days? Yeah, man, it's been so long, you know? It's been so long. But yeah, what the 49ers need here, they definitely need talent. Like, it's just draft talent. Now, I don't know why running back is so high on this list. I mean, I guess C-Mac's a little older, but... Tackle... Yeah, you could definitely go Kelvin Banks here. I could see that for sure. Who else? Jalen Walker is too early. Oh, yeah. Corner is a big need for them, I believe. We'll definitely go corner here. Will Johnson's actually my favorite corner in this draft, not Jahdae Barron. So, Will Johnson, before the injury, looked awesome. Can I claim the team like the Eagles or something? Yeah, I mean, I can't really allow you to, like, join this draft. But if you want to pick for a team, or, like, multiple teams, I'll let you pick, for sure. So, like, if you want to pick for, I don't know, like, every 4 picks or something, like, just let me know, you know, I'll let you pick. If you want to see the draft board or something, like, who's available. I'll recap the first, whoops. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to redo this all over again. That's going to be annoying. Unless, no, okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to, that's annoying. Oh, I'm back. No, I'm not. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna briefly go over what I did before. I did Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. I actually, for the Patriots, I traded back with the Bears. Because the Bears traded up for Genty. Yeah, I think that actually might happen. Just because the Bears have an extra 2nd round pick. So I did something like this, and they throw in a 7th round pick also. It might be a little more compensation. Hey, MGJ, what's up? Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. But this is actually the trade I pulled off with the Bears and the Patriots, because the Bears want to trade up and get Ashton Genty, move in front of the Raiders. So that would be pretty cool if that happened on draft day. I had Mason Graham going here. I do think it could be Tyler Warren. Like, people are overlooking that. It really could be Tyler Warren to the Jags, but I ended up not going that way. Who did I have here? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, I had Mike Green. Yeah, I don't really know. If Genty's off the board, I wasn't really sure what to do for Vegas. Edge rusher could make some sense. The Jets take the best tackle in the draft, in my opinion, Will Campbell. Yeah, so I'm kind of overviewing some of the picks I already made here. I ended up going Tyler Warren just because, for Carolina. Because, yeah, Jatavion was okay, but it's like, for the Raiders, Michael Mayer was okay, but then you go Brock Bowers, who was amazing. I feel like this could be that kind of situation. The Saints here. Oh, yeah, I went Ted McMillan. I wasn't really sure there also. I just decided to pair him up with Olave and then worry about quarterback at a later date. Giants going to be good this year? Man, I hope so. Well, do I hope so? It kind of. I mean, it's like, I want us to be good, but I also want us to be in a position to draft a quarterback next year. That was kind of the idea, but hopefully, I want us to be good. Just got on spring break, Wednesday, off all of this week. Can't wait for the draft. Happy Easter. Yeah, happy Easter, man. I'm excited for the draft for sure. I'm off today. I am off tomorrow, but I have class on Tuesday. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm actually almost out of school. I have, like 3 more weeks, and then I'm done with school forever. So, yeah, I'm almost done with college. Crazy, I know. Started this channel, I think, early high school, so it all comes full circle. But here, the Patriots, they trade down, pick up a 2nd and 7th round pick, and still get Membu. I think that's amazing for them. Well done by them, for sure. Niners here, I did go corner. I did go Will Johnson. He's my best corner ranked in the draft. His injury is not going to scare me, really. Let's see. Hell yeah, congrats. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is where we left off. Will Johnson to the 49ers. And now we're at Dallas's pick. So, yeah, Michael, if you just want to throw out a name for a team or something. Like, if you guys want me to draft somebody for a certain team, like, let me know. Or if you think a certain team might trade up. You don't even have to say the trade package. I can kind of figure it out. But, yeah, just let me know and I'll make this happen. So, I want Philly to get Malachi Starks in real life since we traded CJ. That could happen. I have been mocking Philly a safety but Starks has been gone at your pick like every time. So I've been mocking you either Imana Warrior or Kevin Winslow, really. So I got 2.5 times pay to work Friday. I took that instantly. Man, I worked this morning. I think I got paid doubled. So that's good. I hope it was double. Man, I took the early shift on Easter. Anyways, let's see. Dallas is on the clock. I think if Tet McMillan's here, that could make sense. I think Golden's actually a better fit. So they could definitely go him. No Genty. I do really like Hampton, but I don't think he's going to be picked top 15. I have had him mocked to the Bears at 10, though. Steelers need a IDL, so that would be my preferred first. I don't know who's the best available. Yeah, at that pick, I think I would go Kenneth Grant. You could think about Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon, but Kenneth Grant would be the pick there, if that's what you want, I think. Factory work also got overtime for me. I see. I like Jalen Walker to the Dolphins. Maybe Cowboys draft Sanders. How the Falcons did with Penix. I mean, maybe. I don't think Jerry Jones is that crazy. Yeah. Okay. I'm not super high on Jalen Walker. He's like a big play machine. I mean, maybe to Miami. Okay, but first, Dallas. I think they could go Marcus Golden. Loveland's interesting. I do think it's a little early for Loveland. Who are the edge rushers? Okay, there's some good edge rushers here for sure. I think I want to go one of the edge rushers. I think Jerry Jones is all about the flash and the flair. I think a guy like Shamar Stewart could be a Jerry Jones type pick, so I'm gonna go there. The thing about the Dolphins is they did just go Chop Robinson, so do they really go Jalen Walker? I don't know. I think this is the situation where the Cowboys would be Golden, I think. Yeah, that could happen. I can definitely see Golden there. I decided not to go for it this time, but I could definitely see that. What are you saying, Jalen Walker here? Maybe. I don't know why wide receivers in need here. Maybe if Tyreek leaves. Yeah, I guess if Tyreek leaves, but I don't think you go there yet. Running backs in need. Yeah, right. You got Achane and Jalen, right? Defensive interior? Maybe. True, forgot about Chop. Yeah, I mean, you could always use some edge rushers, but I think offensive line's the need. I think Kelvin Banks could make a lot of sense here. Even Malachi Starks here, but I think it's a little early for a safety. I don't think any team would trade up to this spot. Yeah, I think you just go Kelvin Banks here. I mean, offensive lineman, probably a good idea for Miami, because they have Tua. You know, you want to protect them as much as possible. Colts here. Warren's off the board, but I think you just go Loveland. I think that would make a lot of sense. You drafted defense last year in the first round. You need a tight end. Like, you can't go trotting out Kyle Granson or Jelani Woods. I mean, it's just not going to work. And although Warren's probably the best tight end in the class, he's already gone. Loveland is probably the best. Well, not the best. I was going to say he's the best pass-catching tight end, but that's probably not true. Warren's probably better, but Loveland isn't necessarily a blocker, so I think Loveland could make a lot of sense here, so I'm going to do that. Falcons, I usually go edge rusher for sure. Like, if Mike Green's here, that's the pick. He is not here, so it's between. I like Michael Williams more than Jalen Walker, but I think Jalen Walker could be a good fit here. I think it's definitely edge rusher though, no matter what. Maybe you go Jahad Campbell, linebacker. I think that could make some sense too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize I had him sliding this far. Usually I have him a little bit earlier, but O-line probably the biggest need. Oh, for Miami? Yeah, probably. This is kind of the range where you could see a team potentially trade up for Shedeur if you do think that could happen. Jahdae Barron, also interesting one. I'm gonna go with the edge rusher though. I'm gonna go Jalen Walker. I think that could make a lot of sense. I don't agree with the A+ grade there. He's a little too high on the simulator board than my own, but yeah. Arizona, a weird team. Yeah, I mean they need talent. They need I don't know really. Yeah, edge rusher or corner. I do like to go corner here. I think that Barron could make a lot of sense. He's yeah, I mean I don't know. They are a weird team. I think corner makes some sense, so I'm just gonna do that. The Bengals. Oh, well, of course, Matthew Gold. Wait, it's actually. I was gonna say Matthew Golden just because, like, throw more offense at them, but it's actually a need or a suggestion. That's hilarious. I mean, they're just trolling at this point, right? Oh, Shedeur Sanders is a suggestion. What? They got Joe Burrow. What is this? What is this nonsense? I mean, okay, they need defense. I think edge rusher could make sense, but most of Michael Williams could make sense, but I think linebacker value-wise makes a little bit more sense. I would definitely go Jihad Campbell there, top linebacker in the class. That just makes a lot of sense. All right. I hate that the pop-up ads keep coming up, but hey, ZJ13 how are you? I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm streaming again. How about that? I streamed a little bit ago, a couple days ago, and I'm back. We're doing a mock draft right now. We're on 18, Seattle. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I definitely think Seattle could be in play for a quarterback. They have Sam Darnold, but he's basically on a one-year deal. I'm going to go Shedeur Sanders. I know it's a weird pick. It's a weird pick for sure, but they can be in the conversation for a quarterback. With a quarterback on a one-year deal, with a guy like JSN, super young, maybe they draft a rookie quarterback and have him sit behind Darnold. Like, you know? They need anything for defense? What, Arizona or Seattle? Oh, you mean the Bengals. Yeah, definitely. Only one viewer. Brent would have pulled 100. Oh, OG Brent. Yeah, I mean, it's not about the viewers right now. Like, if I cared about the viewers, I wouldn't even stream, right? Like, I know that my channel not what it was because I don't post it all. But the reason I'm streaming, the reason I'm doing this is because, for one, I want to make a mock draft. And for two, a couple guys show up. Perfect. Let's have some fun. Let's do a mock draft. I wish I could do, do you guys know, like, Walk the Mock? Here, let me show you. There's a website called Walk the Mock, right here, where you can actually do a mock draft with friends, like over here, and you can draft with other people. Like, everybody can take one team, and they can all, like, be the GM of a certain team. This is really cool, but unfortunately, you have to pay money for that, and so I'm not doing that. Anyways, Tampa Bay. I think Malachi Starks could definitely go here. My biggest Malachi Starks landing spots are definitely Tampa and Minnesota. I think so. I also think that a team that's looking to jump Denver for a running back could be trading up here. So, I don't know. I think Minnesota's a sneaky one for a running back. Yeah, they've got Aaron Jones and they traded for Jordan Mason, but Aaron Jones is getting older, and Mason, he can be an RB1, I guess, but you can go young with Hampton. I think that could definitely work out. Prime Brent streams were the shit, though. Yeah, they were pretty fun, but it's a new day. Alright, Tampa here. Jihad Campbell could have made a lot of sense. Malachi Starks makes some sense. I don't get the wide receiver need. I don't understand that. They got McMillan, Godwin, and Evans. I don't get it. Zabel could make a lot of sense. I really do like him. I don't understand the running back need. I mean, yeah, Rashad's going to walk after this year, but you got Bucky Irving. You're fine. Maybe you draft a guy later. Seattle might take a quarterback or Ibuka. I like for them, and JSN and Ohio State duo. For sure. I think I was getting a little... Seattle... Oh, come on. No. Oh, I gotta do that all over again. Okay, guys, I'm gonna speedrun this real quick. This happened twice now. That's actually annoying. Okay, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and I gotta redo the trades also. That's actually annoying. That is annoying. I still remember Elmo. Oh, yeah. You know, I talked to him recently. He's doing well now. He's not actually playing basketball anymore, but... Alright, let's speedrun these because I've already made these picks. I had Mike Green here. Then I had Will Campbell. I had Warren. McMillan, Membu, Will Johnson. I think I had Shamar Stewart going here. Then I went with Kelvin Banks. I went Loveland, yep. Then I went with, I think, Jalen Walker. I want to say. I believe I went Barron here. And then here I went Jahad Campbell. Okay, yeah. I went Shador. Did I make my pick for these guys? I don't think I made my pick for the Buccaneers. Yeah, sorry about that. That took a little bit. Malachi Starks could make sense, but if they don't want to take a safety, if they don't think the value is right, they might not. In which case, Greg Zabel, maybe. I don't get the running back need. I really don't. Maybe tackle. I don't really know for the Buccaneers. I'm not gonna lie. I do not know. No cornerback worth it here. I remember Safety Odell from the Sugar Rush promo. Oh my god. The throwback, man. I remember when I got Odell in a Easter egg. That was something. Okay. Gotta make a pick here. Linebacker's worth it, really. I'm just gonna go Malachi Starks. Maybe the value for safety doesn't make sense here, but I'm gonna do it. I hate what EA did to the game. Took away a childhood staple of mine. Yeah, once they removed the auction house, among other things, I mean, the game just went incredibly downhill. I'm a big Hampton guy. Denver's on the clock at 20. I think if Loveland's not here, Hampton makes a lot of sense. He would just be a spark plug in that offense. Ton of sense to me. I do think, though, if Loveland or Warren's not going to get there, but if Loveland gets there, I think that could make sense, too. Steelers on the clock here. Maybe quarterback, but Shador is gone. I don't think you go Dart here. Hampton's gone now. Jalen Warren is their only running back, so you could go like a Travion Henderson. I don't think they do. I think they go more with a value type pick. You could go tackle here. But MGJ said he did want to go defensive line, defensive interior. I think Kenneth Grant makes a lot of sense. Michigan defensive lineman. Great pick. I think he might go a little bit earlier than this. He might fall, though, just because of the depth at defensive interior in this class. But who knows. Chargers, Loveland's not here, so they can't go their guy. But I think Matthew Golden makes a ton of sense. Pair him up with Ladd McConkey, Justin Herbert there. They need another weapon for Herbert. That could make a ton of sense. Packers here. I think if a corner falls, it could definitely be a good pick, but I don't think I would take any of these guys at 23 just yet. Receiver, Ibuka or Burden could definitely be an option. I don't think they would go Higgins. The problem with Ibuka is that I don't think he's a wide receiver 1. I think he's a great wide receiver 2 on a team, but the Packers don't need a wide receiver 2. So either you go Burden and hope he becomes a wide receiver 1, which I think he can, or you just go like an offensive lineman or something like a Greg Zabel. But again, they paid was it Aaron Banks a ton of money? Like, do they really need offensive line like that? I don't know. I'm gonna take the swing on Burden with them. I think it's a little early for Burden, but if he hits, he can be one of the best wide receivers in the class. So Minnesota here, I do like going Malachi Starks, but he is off the board. Walter Nolan could make sense. Yeah. Mikael Williams, maybe. The quarterbacks. No, they're not going quarterback. Egg 9 from MM21. Oh, man, remember those days? I love those egg openings, man. I'll tell you right now. Okay, let's see. Would any team trade up? Is there somebody worth trading up for? I mean, maybe. Maybe a team wants Jackson Dart. I think the Rams could be a good team for Jackson Dart. I don't think any of these other teams would take him. I might have the Rams taking Jackson Dart. I'm not going to have them trade up for him, though. Here, you got the Minnesota Vikings. They don't have a ton of needs. In my mock draft, I did one earlier today. I had them taking Amarian Hampton here. It's crazy, I know, but Aaron Jones is older. You know, could make sense. But I don't think they would go any of these other running backs. I'm going to go... It's a little early for safety that's not Malachi Starks. Yeah, no, that's so tough, too. Alright, I'll go Mikael Williams. I think the value on that makes more sense than safety. Packers got a bunch of decent receivers, though. Yeah, well, the problem with the Packers... I guess not problem, but... After this year, guys like Dontavion Wicks, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, like, they could all be gone. I don't think all of them will be gone, but I think 2 out of 3, at least 1 of the 3 will be gone, maybe 2 out of the 3. And so then you're left with Jayden Reed and whichever one you keep, right? So let's just say you keep, like, Jayden Reed's going to be there, and let's say you keep Doubs, right? Dobbs. You let Watson and Wicks go. You have Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs, and then you bring in, like, a Luther Burden. I think that could make a lot of sense. You're pretty much building around Reed and then whoever you take. Alright, Houston here. While I think offensive line is a big need because they traded Laramie Tunsil for some reason, I think they might address that in a later round. And with Tank Dell being hurt, I don't know what he's going to be when he comes back. If he even comes back this year. Diggs is no longer there. I think you go Emeka Egbuka. And the reason I really like this, not only because the Ohio State connection with Egbuka and Stroud, but, I mean, it's also just, Egbuka is like the perfect wide receiver 2, in my opinion, right? Perfect wide receiver 2. And Nico Collins is a wide receiver 1, so that just makes so much sense to me. I mean, you already have a wide receiver 1 here. Now you get a perfect wide receiver 2 who has a built-in connection with the quarterback already. It just makes so much sense, especially with the Tank Dell injury. So much sense. The Rams here, I think, could definitely take Jackson Dart. You have him sit behind Matthew Stafford. Learn from Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. That could make a lot of sense. I'm talking myself into it, but they want to go. They want to go for a Super Bowl push, don't they? I could be talked into that one. Could see the Giants trading up with the Eagles in this situation, drafting Dart if he's still there. Yeah, I could see that too. I don't know if the Eagles would trade down, but maybe. I'm going to hold off on Dart here for the Rams. I think it's a possibility, but I'm going to hold off. They could definitely go a corner. I think it's getting to the point where you could take one of these corners. They do like to build a defense. Alright, I'll go Derek Harmon. I do like Walter Nolan, too. I think that could make a lot of sense. But, the Rams are all... They do like building the defense. Last year, they took, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. So, with Tank as a third option, when he comes back, that would be good. Yeah, I kind of like what they had with Diggs, this year, before the Tank Dell injury. Alright, Baltimore here at 26. Got a lot of good players still here. Oh, Greg Zabel's still there. That just makes too much sense. Offensive line. I believe he's a guard. Yeah, protect Lamar Jackson. That just makes a ton of sense there. I probably should have had him go earlier. I think he will go earlier in the real draft, but it is what it is. Detroit here, I'm starting to fade James Pierce a little bit. It's just something, I don't know, a gut feeling. I don't think he'll go first round. I liked him a few days. I don't know, it's just something about him. Are you going to stream on the draft night? Probably not, but I think I will post. I'm going to try to post my reaction to the Giants pick. I'm going to, record my reaction, hopefully, and then post that. But no, I don't think I'm going to stream it. I am going to go edge, though. I think Donovan Edaraku out of Boston College makes a lot of sense here for the Lions. Build that edge rushing, power, whatever. Yeah. Washington here. I really like Washington going a running back. I think that makes a lot of sense. I like Eckler, but he's older. I don't like Brian Robinson at all. I could really see Washington going running back. And I think they go a bigger back. I don't think they go... I mean, Henderson maybe, but... I feel like they're more of a Judkins team. I don't know. Judkins is a slightly bigger back. I think that's who they would go. Yeah, that's a questionable pick for sure. But I like it. You gotta throw out some spicy takes here and there. Alright, Buffalo. They could definitely use defensive line, defensive interior. Walter Nolan, he would be a great pick for them. Any edge rushers? Not James Pierce, no. Linebacker, maybe, nope. Tackle. Could go tackle. I do think corner would be in play here. I really do like corner for them. I think they re-signed Tre'Davious White, but that doesn't really affect what I do for them. I think it's between Trey Amos and Maxwell Harrison. I like Harrison a lot, so I'm going to go with him. Kyrie Elam pick a few years back didn't really work out, so. For the Chiefs, I do like drafting them a running back. They could go Henderson for sure. I'm not, invested in Pacheco. Or Kareem Hunt, or Elijah Mitchell, or, those guys. I think running back could be in play here. I also think a trade back could be in play. Sorry. And, you know what? I'm going to take the advice of, I believe it was Michael in the chat. I'm going to have the Giants move up for Dart. Now, I think it's more likely that the Giants try and move up for Shedeur. They did a lot more had a lot more meetings with Shedeur Sanders, but in this mock draft, Shedeur is long gone, so I'm gonna have the Giants move up 3 spots. I think that it costs them, shouldn't cost them too much, honestly. Maybe a next year 4th rounder or something. I think 105 is a little much here. Maybe they give up a 5th, right? Pick 154 to move up the 3 spots like this. I think that could make sense. So the Giants move up. No, I'm not necessarily saying they move up and draft Dart in the real draft. I don't think that's going to happen, but for this mock draft, let's have them take Dart. And I actually made this a 2-round mock, so we'll do the 2nd round as well. What's up, Randy? How you doing? Oh, no, when did he come back from the grave? Well, a few days ago, I did a mock draft stream just because, and I decided to do one again today. So, you know, just having some fun doing a mock draft. And the Eagles are up here, so there's no Malachi Starks available. Can't take him. I do like Monowari for them here. Just check all the values here. I really do like safety for them. Oh, yeah, Donovan Jackson. Yeah, I mean, I guess they lost. Who'd they lose? Mekhi Becton. That's who they lost. So they could go him. I don't really think they need... Well, maybe corner, but... With 32 draft James Pierce, I like him a lot. I'm not a big James Pierce guy anymore. I've been shifting on him a lot, but he's got some issues. No, I'm gonna go Nick Amonowori, safety, South Carolina. I think that could make more sense for them. Like you said, C.J. Gardner-Johnson left, so I got traded. Alright, Cleveland here at 32. I don't even know if I'm going to finish the 2nd round, to be honest. I don't care as much about the 2nd round, but... Alright, let's do this. Cleveland. They took kind of a corner wide receiver. They have him listed as corner, Travis Hunter here. But, we'll see. I'm going to go with... Who are their running backs right now? What? Does anybody know who the running back, who the RB1 on the Browns is right now? I'm trying to think. Because last year, they had... Am I blanking? I mean, Chubb got hurt, right? Fair pick. Seen him in mocks, not a bad pick. Would have rather Pierce, but I'm okay with it. Who is the Browns? Am I dumb right now? Who's the Browns RB1? Is it Nick Chubb? He's not even there. They didn't re-sign him. Okay, I'm just looking it up. Oh, it's Jerome Ford right now. Yeah, because Chubb's not signed there. Like, he's a free agent right now. He hasn't signed anywhere. Dobbins actually hasn't signed anywhere either, so maybe he goes to the Browns. Yeah, Jerome Ford is their RB1 right now. I'm going to go Travion Henderson. I mean, they haven't signed Chubb yet. If they do, the pick will probably change, but Chubb's also off a big injury. You never know. But okay, Travion Henderson, and I can't get rid of that. That's annoying. Chiefs are up here. They traded back with the Giants. They're now up here at 34, and, I mean, they just have so many options. They traded a guard and let it... I think they traded a guard, right? Joe Thuney? I didn't know Chubb was gone. Yeah, well, Chubb's not gone necessarily, but he's not there either. He hasn't signed with anybody yet, so... I think Booker could make sense, interior offensive line, but Josh Simmons could be the best tackle in the class, so I'm just going to go him. Cam Ward went to the Titans at 1. They're here at 35. And, yeah, see, I'm not a big James Pierce guy. Like, you could say that the value is here for James Pierce, but I don't think so. It's weird too, because full disclosure, right? Full disclosure, I watched a video where I watched a couple videos in the last few days, and the draft experts that I like, because I don't watch a ton of film necessarily, only on the prospects that I really like, but the draft experts that I like are really down on James Pierce. That's full disclosure. That's why I'm like this, but is what it is. But the top 5, 10 guys, I've watched all of them. So, anyways, here with Titans, can the Eagles trade up with New England? 2nd round pick for 64 and a 3rd and a 7th this year to draft James Pierce. Hey, maybe we'll get crazy. I mean, the Eagles are known for their trade-ups, but we'll see. The way I'm doing this, you might be able to get him with your next pick. Like, without trading up. I'll probably have him going in the 40s or so, though. Alright, sorry, I've been blanking here. I don't think you go tight end here. Doesn't make a ton of sense. You could go tackle to protect Cam Ward, but you drafted tackle the last 2 years, so I don't think you go that way. What about corner? Okay, I'm gonna go Trey Amos. I think that could make some sense here. I don't exactly know their corner depth chart right now, but I like him as a late first round value, so could definitely make some sense. Yeah, this is what I was saying about the Jags earlier. I was saying the Jags could go Tyler Warren, right? I was saying the Jags could go Tyler Warren earlier because the defensive line, the defensive interior class is pretty deep. Like, there's a lot of depth. Like, even Tyleik Williams would be a pretty solid pick here. The problem with going Mason Graham is that now a guy like Walter Nolan falls here, who, by the way, I think could go, 11th to the Niners. He's got a wide range, Walter Nolan, where he can go. Walter Nolan's here, and it would be a perfect pick for the Jags if they didn't already take defensive interior. So, maybe you should have gone Tyler Warren at 5, right? Who knows? Anyways, here... Oh, I did a mock earlier, and I actually had Matthew Golden falling to 30, and so I had the Jags trading up 6 spots for Golden. It was fun. But, okay. I don't think you go one of these wide receivers here. Maybe Higgins, but nah, I don't see it. Maybe Score in here. That could make some sense. Kevin Winston I like. I do like Kevin Winston. Running back's not out of the question if one of the running backs was here, like Judkins or Henderson. But since they're not, I probably wouldn't go with them. Oh, I'm really struggling on this pick. I'm just going to go offensive tackle. I don't know, man. Just sue me, you know? I think this pick is a really good Jalen Milroe spot. I think that he could sit behind Geno Smith. I don't know how long Geno's going to be there. Milroe's a guy who I wouldn't want to thrust into the starting role. I would want him sitting behind somebody, learning. Who better to learn from than Pete Carroll? Maybe there's a few guys, but I think this could make a lot of sense. You already got you got somebody good at pick 6. I think it could make even more sense if you go like Ashton Jeanty at 6, but in this mock I had the Bears taking him at 4, trading up, so who knows? I do think Milroe could make a lot of sense here, so I'm actually going to go Jalen Milroe here. It just makes so much sense to me. Take a shot there, maybe develop him. Here you got the Patriots. Okay. Here you get the Patriots at 38. They already traded back, they actually have 2 back-to-back picks here. They have back-to-back picks here because they picked up 39 in a deal with the Bears. So they can actually take 2 players here, which is pretty sweet for them. They traded back and got Membu. I mean, that was just such a good deal for them. I think with one of these picks, you probably go Donovan Jackson. I think getting... No, actually, Tyler Booker's still here. You probably go him. Offensive line help. Like, Membu and Tyler Booker. I mean, that's just... Drake May is going to be... He's going to be so happy. You could take a shot on Jaden Higgins here. Or Trey Harris. I don't know. They haven't been great with hitting on the second round wide receiver in the past. The value on Siobhan Revel is pretty good here. They do have Gonzalez. I'm going to go Revel here. I think that's good value. And they just picked up another offensive lineman too. That's a great draft by the Patriots, to be honest. Like, if you're looking at the Patriots right now, where are they? Right here, right? You traded back from 4 to 10 to pick up 39 and a 7th round pick. You get Membu, who, I mean, that's great value, position of need. Then you take Booker at 38, in interior offensive line. So you help Drake May so much. And then you still have pick 39, which you picked up by moving back. And you get, not necessarily a position of need, but Siobhan Revel, cornerback, he could definitely help you out there. Alright, the Saints here, they went McMillan in the first round. They have Olave, so pairing's interesting. Milrow could make some sense here, but he is gone. Maybe Tyler Shaw, but it's however you say it. A little early. He's also 26, pretty old. You have Brian Brzee. Do you really need Walter Nolan? I'm gonna go Nick Scorton, edge rusher. I think that could make some sense. Bears here, they traded pick 39 in this mock to move up for Genty. This is where the James Pierce fall could end. But do I want it to end? I can't believe Walter Nolan's still available. This is actually crazy. I just don't know who would necessarily... Like, it's just not been the right time for any of these teams. Alright, I guess the Bears will take a shot on James Pierce. Not in love with the pick, but he's got upside, you know? Why not? Apparently, defensive line is a need for the Jets. I don't know. Apparently, so the value on Walter Nolan is way too good to pass up here. Honestly, even if he's not a need, like, he's a first-round pick to me. I probably shouldn't have fallen this far. Alright, Niners here, they just need talent. They probably would go best player available here, which, I mean, you can argue for a lot of different players. It's hard to say. They already went corner, so I don't know if you go Azarea Thomas. I'll go linebacker there. Why not? How about the defense? Might sound crazy. I would like Philly to get Ibuka at 32 and trade up into the second round and draft Xavier Watts on draft night. That could happen. That could happen. Wait, Xavier Watts round 1? Oh, trade up in the second round. Yeah, I mean, maybe. He's actually still available here. I have him a little lower than Winston, so he will... Well, I'm not saying he will be available by Philly's pick, but he might. Dallas Cowboys, they took Shamar Stewart in the first round in this mock. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Jaden Higgins. I'm going to go with wide receiver. He's not necessarily the guy I love for them, but I think wide receiver 2 is a need, and he could fill that role, so Colts here, last year they took Laiatu Latu, the edge rusher. So maybe they don't go edge here. It's just safety's the need. Watts could be the pick. I'm going to go Kevin Winston Jr. though. Here we got the Falcons. They went defense. They could try and surprise us here, but let's see. I'm gonna go corner. I'm gonna speed through this a little bit because I'm getting a little tired. But let's see. Arizona. They went corner first round. Actually, kind of like Josiah Stewart here. Might seem a little early though. I'll go JT Tuimoloau. I like him too. Now, I gave them... Did I give them 2 edge rushers? Did I really... No, I gave them a corner and edge. Okay, cool. Miami, I did give them offensive line, so now I'm going to give them defensive line. Help out both the trenches there. Alright, Cincinnati Bengals, I had them taking a linebacker first round. I think it would benefit them very much so if they get the Trey Hendrickson replacement. Again, you could go Landon Jackson. Yeah, we'll go Landon Jackson. Why not? We'll trust this whole thing. I think offensive line. After you take Shedeur, I think offensive line makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna go this guy from Arizona. I've heard good things about him. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his last name though. So yeah. Denver here at 51. They go Hampton in the first round, which I really like. And honestly, Mason Taylor here makes a ton of sense. I would have gone Loveland at 20 if he was there, but he wasn't. So I think Mason Taylor as their second round pick. Don't even have to trade up. I think that makes a lot of sense. That offense would be awesome. Like, okay, legitimately, where's Denver? Right here, right? Let's say you have Bo Nix at quarterback, and your wide receiver, you got Courtland Sutton. Who's your wide receiver 2? You don't got Jerry Jeudy anymore. It's Courtland Sutton. Marvin Mims is on the team, I guess. So I guess your wide receiver core isn't great, but you got Evan Ingram, Mason Taylor, Marion Hampton. Like, that would be a pretty fun offense. You kind of have to find a wide receiver too, though. Unless I'm blanking on somebody, but maybe Troy Franklin's there. Like, I don't know. Alright, Seattle. Let's go to Seattle. Where is Seattle? Okay, Seahawks are here again. They took Shedeur, and then they took an offensive lineman. Not going to try to pronounce the name. Unfortunately for Philly, I think this is where Watts is going to go. Taking a safety there, helping out the defense. Alright. We got Tampa here at 53. Malachi Starks went to them in the first round. Again, I don't understand why wide receiver would be a need here. Oh, Danny Dutchman fell. Okay. Chris Paul Jr. That's a funny name. Alright. Ursery's here. That could make some sense. Let's see. I do like TJ Sanders. Yeah, I don't know if this is a need, but I do like TJ Sanders, so I'm going to go with him. Packers are here at 54. They did go Luther Burden. Try to get that wide receiver 1 for when a couple guys leave. I think corner is a big need, but yeah, okay. Benjamin Morrison is here. If he wasn't, I wasn't going to try to go for one of these guys, but he is still there, so corner is big need. Jerry Alexander. Is he returning? I don't think he is. Can I make the next Eagles pick? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This is sort of in the range where they might trade up for. They could have traded up a few picks ago, but the safeties are kind of all gone. I'm not going to lie, I don't know too much about Makuba. Yeah, here I'm just going to go Donovan Jackson, interior offensive line. Yo, Zoltaply and you, what's up? What a shocker. I know, man. Yeah, I'm streaming. It's mock draft, and I still can't get rid of this ad, which That's annoying. Yeah, I'm doing a mock draft. Did one a few days ago also, and on draft day, I think I'm gonna release a Giants pick reaction. I don't think I'm gonna stream the draft though, because that's just a little much. But I might make a Giants pick reaction. So, all right. Buffalo here. They went Maxwell Hairston, corner. I think corner is a big need. They could have went Walter Nolan earlier, but hey, you know, look at the depth. Look at the depth for defensive interior. Honestly, like it's just so good. I mean, Darius Alexander there. What position is Norman Lott? Because I really like Norman Lott, but I'm not seeing him here. Where do they have him listed? Oh, they have him at 81. He's gonna go higher than that. I just wasn't seeing him here, but I really do like Norman Lott. So, he's gonna go higher. Yo, Jeffrey, what's up, man? Oh, gee, I can't believe it's been 5 years since I last seen you play 5 years? Really? I mean, maybe. Yeah, the good old days at least. I remember watching you and Jam like 2 years ago. Probably longer than that. I was about to say it's probably been longer than that, but yeah, you know, good times. I'm not gonna go corner here. I do like Josiah Stewart. I'm gonna go with him. Maybe they don't need an edge, but it is what it is. Already did it. This works out perfectly for the Texans, honestly. They need offensive line. They already got Emeka Egbuka. I do like Earth 3, so I think that value makes a good amount of sense. Baltimore here. It could go edge. It could go... corner's not great there. I like Norman Lott. I don't know if this is a great fit, necessarily. I'm not sure if they need him, but I had him falling too far, so I think that could make some sense. Okay, the Lions. I had him taking Ezraku in the first round. Let's see. Man, my computer is heating up. I should probably end this pretty soon. Good night, everyone. Hey, Saltiply, thanks for coming, man. Yeah, Ratledge could make some sense here. Alfred Collins. Yeah, I mean, defensive line could definitely make some sense here. Alright, I'll trust the simulator. Alfred Collins there. Commanders, I went Judkins first. Yeah, that's a spicy one. I went Judkins first round. I'm not gonna lie, that's a reach, but it's fun. You know, Eckler with Judkins, throw B-Rob out. I don't like him. Sinot didn't really work out. They have Zach Ertz, but he's a little older, so you definitely could go Arroyo. You could definitely help the defense too. I'm just looking at their receivers. They traded for Debo. They had Terry, so maybe you don't need a receiver. You lost to Chasius, whatever his name is. Maybe. You did go Sinot second round last year, so maybe you don't use a second round pick on a tight end again. You definitely could go wide receiver. You want to help Jaden Daniels for sure. I'm going to go Trey Harris. Why not? Give more firepower to that offense. The Bills here at 62. They got a corner, defensive lineman. And now at 62, they are going to go with... I mean, it can't hurt to get some offensive line, right? Might be a little early. Let's see. Some good edge rushers. Perhaps some interior offensive line. It's probably not what they need, though. Let's grab... I mean, we're just grabbing all defense, I guess, huh? I guess so. I'll go Brady Swinson here. I think that's a solid pick. Just did a mock draft. Had Luther Burden at 32 and then traded up with New England and drafted Watts. Wait, took him, then traded up to 38 with New England, and drafted Watts 3rd round, took Chris Paul Jr. at 96. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty good. You really like Watts, though, huh? 38 for Watts? That, I guess maybe. I think Watts is my safety 4. Behind Starks, Monowari, and Winston. But, yeah, he's probably a 2nd round grade. I don't know about early 2nd for me, but late 2nd, early 3rd maybe. I guess I did probably have him going in the mid 2nd here. Who knows, though. Alright, Kansas City, I had him going Josh Simmons. I think that's a slam dunk pick. I really want them to take Caleb Johnson, but I don't think he's worth a 2nd round pick. I think if they traded back into the 3rd, like traded down here, they could then take a running back. I also think they could take Dylan Sampson. I really like him. But for the sake of the mock, I'm just going to go Tate Rat. No. I was going to go interior offensive line, but I already went offensive line for them. So I'm going to scratch that. I don't know. I do not know. Oh, you know what would be funny? If they went Isaiah Bond, because they just took Worthy last year. I don't think they would, though. I don't think they would go that direction. They could go Arroyo, because Kelsey is getting older. They have Wiley and Noah Gray. But Arroyo's just better. Maybe Fannin. You know what? Screw it. I'm going Arroyo. I think that could make some sense. Yeah, after Starks. Like, Starks got Watts as my 2 safety, close with Monowari. Fair enough. Speaking of the Eagles, I had them going safety in the 1st round. What did you say you wanted them to do here? I mean, Watts is gone, but they already went safety. There's some good prospects here for sure. Oh, let's go running back, even though they have Saquon. Yeah, no. I think Dillon was honestly a pretty good pickup, too. A.J. Dillon for you guys. Alright, Michael. What are we thinking? A tight end could have been the move if Arroyo was still available. Because Goddard might be out the door. But you still got some good tight ends here. I mean, Fannin could be the pick here. It's a little early for him. I do like Gunnar Helm later. I don't know. I don't really think you go corner here. Not quarterback. No. I like Jack Sawyer for linebacker since we lost. Okay, I'll go Jack Sawyer. I'll trust you on that one. Cool. Let's review the picks real quick. So at the top we have Cam Ward going to the Titans, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. I do think this will be the top 3. I think Cam Ward's like locked into 1. 2 and 3. That's not necessarily locked in. Like, the Browns could take Hunter. The Browns maybe could take Shedeur, but I don't think so. The Giants could take Hunter or Carter. And they honestly could trade back too, because I've heard from reliable sources, rumors, leaks, whatever, that they've been offered trades for the number 3 pick. So they could definitely explore trading down here. Ultimately, I think, Hunter and Carter, which one of them will be, because Ward's going 1. If one of them is on the board, they got to take them. I had the Bears trading up for Genty. I think that's pretty fun. It could happen. You give up one of your extra 2nd-round picks, take Genty. Mason Graham. This one's a little interesting. Now, you guys can hear... Yeah. This one's a little interesting. Mike Green. I don't necessarily think he's worth the 6th pick. He's really good, but 6 may be a little high for him. I've been having him around like the 12 to 15 range, a good amount. But with Genty off the board, I wasn't exactly sure what to do for the Raiders. Warren to the Panthers. McMillan. Patriots trade back and still get Membu. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna like overview all of this. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon, but let's see. I still think the Giants trade out of the 1st round or draft Carter or Hunter at 3. Yeah, could definitely happen. I really like the Ibuka pick to the Texans. I think that just makes a ton of sense. I like this Hampton pick a lot too, but I even like this Packers pick. Like you might be like, what? They're taking a wide receiver and it's Burden? What? That makes no sense. But I think this could make a lot of sense because a few of their wide receivers are going to leave in a year. They're just going to be left with Jaden Reed and maybe one of them. Burden could become that wide receiver 1. That could make a lot of sense. This is a spicy one for sure. Judkins to the Commanders. Oh, speaking of spicy, Shedeur to the Seahawks. Maybe. Sam Darnold on basically a 1-year deal. Jackson Dart to the Giants. They trade up for him. Could happen. Milroe to the Raiders. Could happen too. Yeah. I think it's a solid mock. It's not perfect or anything. There's definitely some things I can do better next time, but it was fun. What do you say, Michael? Don't think Ibuka to the Houston after really thinking about the fit. I don't know. All I know is that Houston could use a wide receiver because Tank Dell's who knows what, right? And Diggs is gone. They could use one. Stroud played with him in college a bit. And to top it all off, Stroud basically argued for Houston to get Tank Dell in that draft. He could do the same thing for Ibuka, right? He could say like, hey, if my guy Ibuka's there, you take him. And they probably would. So, who knows though? Yeah, you could be right, they might not do it. Whatever. But that's going to be it for the stream. I enjoyed doing this mock draft. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I want to say that I'm not back, per se. Like, yeah, I've streamed twice now in the last week. This isn't me coming back to YouTube. But, you know, it's just a fun thing. I like to make mock drafts. I like to make mock drafts with you guys. So, stay tuned for something on draft day. Not sure exactly what. Maybe I'll go live until the Giants pick, like for the first 3 or 4 picks, because the Giants pick at 3. Maybe I'll just do a reaction video or something, but I'm going to try to post something on draft night. Maybe the next day. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I like that fit for Houston. I think he'll be good. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that's it. And,